as I was saying, guys, one of my weaker captains over, and we'll go from there. Now, I know I'm making this a two-parter, guys, so just bear with me. Now, what you do is you go to Army. Let's find the captain that's weak as hell here, okay? For example, alright, Pug Thunderbowls, or Bowls, whatever. We go to command, we go to training orders, we go to send follower to garrison. If he's just being a waste of space. Now we go to garrison. We go to garrison. We put our Pro 2, the literate one, in his place, and voila, he is deployed. He's now a captain. Now all we got to do is get him his do what we got to do for him. But since his captain is so weak, what we're going to do is we're going to do what's called destroy for gear, where he is sacrificed, and he is sacrificed for better equipment. You always want to do that to captains that are either of no use or useless. Now what we're going to do with Arpa to the literate one is we are going to be giving him a poisoned weapon. Now, as I was saying before, poison weapons, best thing in the game to give your captains. Now you're gonna want to go to Now you're gonna want to go to Guard War Chief. Now, let's look and see who's got the least bodyguards. Now most of my guys are very well guarded, except for Moog and the other one. So ARPA 2 is going to be guarded here. Now, if I look at, let me see if I can find him first. If I go to Zugor and I go to Guard Overlord, basically what that means is Zugor will guard the Overlord that I've selected, and he will make sure that now we got Skun the Prankster. He is a level 48, so what we're going to do is we're going to give him a poison weapon, since he is a hunter. And hunters are used for killing beasts, not killing not killing other captains unless their spears are tipped with poison. So Skun is guarding Nash. Now it depends on what type of person you want as your bodyguard. For example, I have Arhanuk Warhawk. Now this guy is a fucking badass. He's survived so many assassination attempts, it's ridiculous. Hasn't even died on me. So I thought, hey, let me make him my bodyguard, because my last bodyguard died. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna get out of Nurnen, because this is what this place is called, Nurnen. Now we're gonna go out of Nurnen here. Now, in regards to forts, these areas here are not accessible, because this is all, with the island of Nurnen. Now, this area and this area is known as Lithlad. It is DLC. You have to pay $7 for it. I just got the DLC so I could capture the fort and match the other fort defense that I have to do. Now, when it comes to Saragost and Saragost is like a snowy area, so you'll have a good bit of ground there. Now, Gargaroth, I could perfectly describe as, remember Mustafar from Star Wars? Yeah. This place is absolute hell. Especially Takey. Now, this is Sarungoth, which is another area that you have. Now let's go to my army here. Now, every army is different. You'll either have captains that are unknown to you, and you can either order your captains to kill those guys, or you can go out and be spy and have spies involved, whatever. Now, if I go to Minas Morgul, which is right over here. Now, this is where the story begins. Right here. This is where the story begins, and this is where you're sent to next. And you know, you can capture these forts in any order, but my suggestion is definitely check these out. Now, we're going to see if there's any unknown captains, and there are. Now, I'm going to teach you guys how to capture a captain. Now, how to capture a captain is real easy. Now, we're going to teleport to, we're going to fast travel to Minas Morgul, and you'll see in a second what Minas Morgul looks like. So, boom, fast travel to region, and we'll go from there. Now, basically, when you capture these captains, they're very touchy, because if you hit them way too many times, one of them will talk to another one, and then you got a rebellion on your hands. Don't want to have that happen. Now, when you get down to that, you have to push these captains a little hard, because every worm, or as I like to call them, informant that you get. Now, worms are basically spies. So every spy that you have, like the guy that has the green diamond over his head, you do this.
I dominate you.
So what we're going to want to do is we're going to reveal his name, Shog the Commander. He's a level 74. Now let's see what he's dazed by. He's dazed when burnt, so he's got a fear of fire. He's damaged by range attacks, executions, and fire. So his bonuses: he leads Olags. Now, shaming him is going to definitely get Iron Will off, because Iron Will is your worst thing. Now, what you do is, now I'm not going to be capturing him, I'm going to be shaming him. Shaming him is a totally different, thing that goes on. So, shaming a captain versus not shaming him is a really, and I will even say this, a really difficult thing to do. Now, let's say, for example, I want to send. Now, most of these guys are a lower level than this captain here, because this captain is an outlaw, meaning he's part of the Outlaw DLC. He's a fresh spawn, because each captain is a fresh spawn no matter what you do. So what you do is you run to the when the fast travel is frozen or glitched. Most people would, and especially me, I do this all the time. I back out of the menu and I restart the game. Now, here's what I would do in regards to you know, missions such as these. Now, in the beginning of the game, you'll see Olags, you'll see all these orcs that are storming Minas Morgul, and there'll be human knights in this area and stuff like that. You won't have just orcs all over the place. Now, if we go over to, as we walk into the city, we jump over these little entanglements. Now, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to run into where the objective is. Now, these mission starters are sometimes very difficult to find. They are not very difficult for me to find at times. Like, they are difficult for me to find at times as well, but it depends on what region you're in. What province, because each province has its own little design, its own little terrain design. So basically, Grog is the orcish version of beer. Of beer, basically, for these guys, and like alcohol, it's explosive. So use this to your advantage, and you'll be able to scatter these guys like you wouldn't believe. So we're gonna get up here. We got 800 feet to go. Jump up here, jump up here. And I will be doing a walkthrough, or an early walkthrough, if you will, of Shadow of War, with Don Nexus Leon, walking him through the basics. Hopefully. Now I am going to be requesting that Nex starts a party that's private, not in his crew chat, for obvious audible reasons. I smell something. So what we'll do is we'll jump up here. So now we got 257 feet to go. Now this is one of the forts that goes around.
This pipe is purported to be the creation of hobbits.
Now basically that is one of the, you know, if you're a big lore person, you can go after the artifacts. Now this is where the fight pits happen. Now, as you can imagine, fight pits just like in ancient Rome, and now we've got a duel. So this guy is definitely gonna die. The guy that's a level 39, so this little orcish centurion is not gonna.
I've killed better foes trampling the undergrowth.
Uh-oh. Yeah. A lot of them shit talk each other. So now what we do to save our guy's rear end, save our guy's ass, save this guy's ass, is we basically have to make sure that he, because right now he's down, he's dead, he's dazed for a little bit. Now this is a outlaw captain. the defender that's going after the one that looks like a Roman legionary. So, even though he's a level 64, he, so this captain really does his best, and we'll go from there. Now, what we do is now he's broken. Now there is a chance that they may become delusional. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you guys how recruitment goes for guys with iron will. So there we go. Now what we're gonna want to do is we're gonna want to shame him, which will probably make him go deranged, which means he stutters a lot. So Shag the Commander is now shamed. So now I send my orc bodyguard home, technically, and so now we're gonna look and see where Shag ended up. Now Shag ended up right over here, so next time, guys, we will be doing the capture of Shag the Commander, the orcish outlaw centurion, if you will. And then afterwards I will show you guys a defense siege. And this time we're going to do the defense siege at this lad, because I want to show you guys a couple tactics that I use for defense. And this will also help you guys with fort defense as well. So Shag the Commander's next on the capture list for our captains, and these Morgul. So guys, I will talk to you later on, and just so we got a different ending scene here. So we got a different ending scene instead of the usual from Shadow of Mordor. Both of these videos will be uploaded tonight, so you're not gonna be bored, I assure you. And that's it. And those are sappers running across like a bunch of maniacs. Well, before we end the video, I definitely have to help this level 40 out, because he's probably going to get himself into shit. Yep, I figured. Excuse me. So this is how you break a Caragor. You just slash at it, slash at it. While the rider does what he's gonna do. And there we are. Guys, so like I said, guys, Shag the Commander's next on the captain capture list. So let's see who this level 40 is before we head off. So Pouch Lucky Shot, he is a level 40. So what we're gonna do, just to give you guys some extra instruction, is I'm gonna make him a level 45 at best, I think. Yep, a level 45, and there we go. So that's it, guys. So coming up, I will show you guys offense, defense for sieges, and we'll capture Shag the Commander. Talk to you later, guys.